Hello, dear students and viewers. My name is Rahul Raj Singh, and today we'll discuss a very important topic of ancient Indian history, Persian invasion, and its impact on India. Okay, so I have largely prepared this topic from the book of Upinder Singh, ma'am, A History of Ancient and Early Medieval India. Okay, with additional inputs from my side. So I've made a separate video on this issue, how important this book is, okay, for prelims. So the link is there in the description. Let's move ahead, guys. So please remember that we need to know the entire story, okay, because we cannot just simply remember crude facts, right? We are not robots, so we can only remember what comes to us organically, okay. So please listen to the entire story carefully, then I'll tell you what all you need to remember. Right, so let's move ahead. So we'll discuss this topic into two headings. One is background and introduction, and the other is impact of Persian invasion on India. Okay, the impact will subdivide in three headings. Okay, political, economic, and socio-cultural. Because guys, UPSC rewards diversity. Okay, so if you will write more and diverse points, you will definitely get more marks. So while teaching, this is my focus, okay, to give you something extra which your competitors may not be having, right? So if you write like this, you'll definitely get half or 1 mark extra. So first let's discuss background and introduction. Okay, so first recorded foreign invasion on India is Persian invasion. Wait a minute, some of you will say, sir, what about RN invasion? Okay, so see, this is a separate debate, okay, that we'll discuss some other day. And today largely it is considered that it was basically RN migration, okay, and not invasion. So that we'll discuss some other day. So please remember that the first recorded foreign invasion, okay, is of Persians, and it occurred in 6th century BCE, okay, before Common Era. Now the first ruler to invade was Cyrus II, or Cyrus the Great. So he is considered as the real founder of the Achaemenid Empire. Oh God, such a tough name. So you can simply call it Persian Empire, okay. And interestingly, what this Achaemenid Empire is called in Hindi, Hakhamani Samraj, okay. So in his first attempt, okay, he tried to conquer the Jedrosia region, that is the modern Baluchistan region, but in this attempt he failed, okay. Then in his second attempt, he managed to cross the Hindu Kush mountains and collected tribute from the Indus region, okay, dear students. So why he decided to invade India? Let's discuss this issue. So reasons. One is, he was a very ambitious ruler. So obviously he had conquered large parts of West Asia and Central Asia. So eastward expansion was quite logical. Second, this Punjab region, okay, Indian and Pakistani both, is a fertile region. So obviously any ambitious ruler will think of doing invasion over this area. And thirdly, there was no strong kingdom or no strong empire in the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. So these were some reasons which inspired Cyrus to invade India, right? And here let's discuss one important word, okay, Hindu Kush mountains, okay. If you know the etymology of a word, it becomes easier for you to remember it, right? Etymology means the meaning and evolution of the word, okay. So Hindu Kush, so Kush means to kill, okay, like you must have heard the term Khud Kushi, okay, to kill oneself. So Ibn Battuta, 14th century, okay, Moroccan traveler who came to the court of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So he has written in his work that the Turkish rulers, they used to take Indian slaves from India to Central Asia, and because of the harsh weather conditions, many of the slaves used to die. So death of Hindus, that's why Hindu Kush, okay. Now these mountains mainly lie in the modern Afghanistan. Okay, and these mountains also cover some parts of Pakistan and Tajikistan. Okay, most of the invasions which occurred in India, especially in ancient and medieval times, occurred through this Khyber Pass. Okay, which is located towards the southeastern extension of Hindu Kush mountains. Okay, so now let's look at this map of Achaemenid Empire. You can see here this India. Okay, then Jedrosia, this is Baluchistan region. So you can see it was such a mighty empire. Later Alexander would you can say conquer this empire. So let's move ahead. Now the second ruler, okay, to invade India, and this is the real invasion. Okay, this ruler is Darius first, right? You can say he's the ruler who's considered as the greatest, okay, greatest ruler of the Achaemenid Empire, and his reign saw the maximum expansion of this empire. Okay, and we have to remember some things about some important points about Darius first. Like, he conquered northwestern part of Indian subcontinent, including eastern Afghanistan, entire Pakistan, including Baluchistan region, okay, which his predecessor Cyrus could not do. Okay, and also some parts of J&K and Indian Punjab, right? One interesting thing about Darius is that in his inscriptions, okay, at Persepolis and also Nakshe Rustam, okay, just remember Persepolis, which was his capital, he has used the word Hindu for the first time. Okay, so now what is the etymology of this word Hindu? Let's see this. In Persian language, Sa is pronounced as Ha. Okay, like we call Sapta, they called Hafta. Okay, so Sindhu River, the Sanskrit name Sindhu became Hindu, right? Hindu River. So people living around this were termed as Hindus. Later on, Greeks, okay, would remove this H also, and they would call this river as Indus, and the people living around it as Indians. Okay, because Herodotus has mentioned about India and Indians in his work, The History. Okay, who was Herodotus? He is considered as the father of history. Okay, he was a 5th century BCE Greek historian, right? So this ruler Darius conquered this entire region of India, northwestern part. You can see this bigger circle in the map. This shows that 1/3 of the entire revenue of Achaemenid Empire came from this Indian Kshatrapi. Okay, we'll discuss this shortly. What is this meaning of Kshatrapi? So Herodotus has informed us that the Indian satrapy, okay, gave around 33% of the total revenue collected to Achaemenid Empire, right? And Darius recruited Indian soldiers also, especially to fight against the Greeks, right? And UPSC is very fond of asking questions like, who was the contemporary ruler of Magad when Darius invaded India? So please remember, the ruler is Bimbisar of Magad, okay, father of Ajatashatru, right? Now let's come to Kshatrap, okay? What is this Kshatrap system, right? What is this satrapy? So guys, this is a kind of military governorship, okay? So it was basically a makeshift kind of arrangement, right? Because Persians introduced this, they used to conquer areas and they used to appoint their military governors, and an army was kept under his control. So wherever any revolt or any such issue emerged, the governor used to go and crush the revolt, okay, and he only used to run the administration. So you can say it was a kind of jugaad, okay. So it was not a well developed administration, it was just a jugaad. Later on, the Greeks, okay, would further develop this satrapy system, and then Shakas and Kushanas also, right? So please remember, who introduced satrapy system for the first time in India? Persians, okay, and then further developed by Greeks, Shakas and Kushanas. So let's move ahead. This all you need to know about Darius, right? आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now one more ruler is Xerxes. Okay, you don't have to remember this name. You just have to remember Cyrus and Darius. Okay, and that uh, the inscription of Darius has used the term Hindu. Okay, this much only you have to remember till now. Now Xerxes, he got engaged in wars with the Greeks and recruited Indian soldiers in good numbers. Okay, because Herodotus has mentioned about this, right? That he was surprised to see Indian soldiers in the Persian army. So you remember, movie came in 2006, 300. Okay, so the Persian king shown in that movie is Xerxes. So let's come to the second part of the topic: significance or impact of Persian invasion on India. So as we discussed earlier, that we'll subdivide this in three headings: political, economic and socio-cultural. So first, political impact. So these points we have already discussed. Let's recall them. Persians introduced the satrapy system, okay, which was further developed by Greeks, Shakas and Kushanas. Then the northwestern region of Indian subcontinent, it remained under Persian influence for around 200 years, okay, 533 to 326, when Alexander invaded India. Okay, that we'll discuss later on in some other topic. And third point is that Indian soldiers were recruited in the Persian army. This Herodotus has informed us. So simple, 3 points. Let's move ahead. Economic impact. Okay, so simple. It gave an impetus to Indo-Persian trade and commerce. Right, very simple. Second is, it was a kind of drain of wealth from India to Persia. How? Because we have discussed earlier that 1/3 of the entire revenue collected came from the Indian satrapy. So money from India went to Persia. Okay, so kind of drain of wealth. Then third point is, there was a silver coin called sigloi, okay, which was popular in the Achaemenid Empire, right? So the Gandharan bent bar type punch marked coin. Here, look at this. Okay, you can see this bent bar type punch marked coin. So according to historians, this coin, this punch marked coin, was influenced by the Persian sigloi coin. Okay, and this coin in turn influenced the punch marked coin of the Mahajanpadas. Okay, so please remember this sequence. Sigloi influenced Gandharan bent bar type punch marked coin, which in turn influenced the punch marked coins of Mahajanpadas. Okay, let's come to the next point, that is socio-cultural impact. Okay, so the most important socio-cultural impact of Persian invasion, and the overall also the most important impact, is the, okay, you can say Kharoshti script, which developed in northwestern part of Indian subcontinent, right? And it continued till the early 2, 3, 4 centuries of Common Era, right? Later on we'll see that Ashoka, okay, he would use this Kharoshti script in his northwestern inscriptions like Shahbaz Gadi, Mansehra. Okay, so this Kharoshti script developed from Persian Aramaic script. Okay, so Aramaic is also written from right to left, and Kharoshti is also written from right to left, like Arabic and Urdu. Okay, so this is the most important socio-cultural impact. Now second point, the monuments of Ashoka's time, especially the bell-shaped capitals, were inspired by Persian monuments. Okay, now let's look at this. So this is, okay, two horses. This is Persian pillar and this is Ashokan pillar. So you can see this. This is bell-shaped capital, or you can say shape of an inverted lotus. Here also you can see this. So this is, you can say, clearly an inspiration. So there are a lot of differences also between these two pillars, but there are some similarities also. Okay, so reign of Ashoka is roughly 250 years after the reign of Darius. So it's quite possible that Ashoka was influenced by Persian pillars. Okay, now next is like Ashoka issued inscriptions. So similarly, Darius also earlier had issued inscriptions. So according to historians, Ashoka was probably inspired by Darius first. Okay, and also the Ashokan scribes. Scribe means writers. Okay, they have replaced the term lipi, Indian term lipi, with dipi. Dipi is Persian. So there is some linguistic similarity also. Okay, so please remember political impact, socio-cultural impact, and economic impact. So let's move ahead, dear students. Now let's look at some questions. Okay. So question number 1, in the context of ancient India, discuss the impact of Persian invasions on India. Right. So this is simple. You can write it. So please write this answer and mention in the comment box that yes sir, I have written the answer. Okay, it will be a very good revision, plus writing practice is very important, and try to include these points. Now let's look at some MCQs. So consider the following statements. Cyrus the Great of Persia was the first known king to have invaded the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. Is it true or false? This is true. Okay. Second statement, he invaded the modern Baluchistan region and conquered it. Okay, red flag. Okay, he attacked, invaded Baluchistan, but he could not conquer it. Right. So only first statement is correct. So the answer would be what? Only 1. Okay. Right. Let's come to next question. The practice of military governorship was first introduced in India by option A Parthians, B Greeks, C Shakas, and D Mughals. Oh my god. Okay. Persians is not mentioned, neither Cyrus nor Darius. So UPSC, keeps on doing such things. So what would be the answer? The answer would be B, Greeks. Okay. Why? Because Persians is not there in the answer. So we discussed that this satrapy system was further developed by Shakas, Greeks, and Kushanas. So the sequence is, first came the Indo-Greeks, okay, then came the Shakas, and then came the Kushanas, right? So here the answer would be Greeks. So I hope you got this. So guys, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. We'll meet in the next video. So thank you.